come, you go, I will come, like that. Then I said, you come, I will take you now. Then I just took her and I went, and I just said, no, this is what you have to do. So, so I said, and I just went. I'll pay in the evening, and I saw she just cleaned everything, and I paid. I asked, can you do it regularly? I will pay you. And she asked how much you can pay. I asked how much you want. She said, give me 7,000. I will do it daily. I said, I will give you 7,000. So after that, I just forgot totally about this garbage, and no, we are busy with other works and all that. One fine day, I'm getting a call from security telling that this lady wants to speak to you. Yeah, give it. I was actually driving. I stopped, and this lady said, "Aya iniki onnan tedi, and today's first. You have to pay me the salary." I said, yeah. I forgot. I just nearing my house. I will come tomorrow and I will pay. And she said, no. You said first you will pay, like that. I said, yeah. I said I will pay. I just forgot, and I'm just nearing, because this from Paris, Rajaji Saleh, where our bank main office. From there, my house, crossing all the traffic and going. Then I felt I'll come and give. She was like, keep on insisting. Then I thought, okay, just let me just go and give her money. Then I just came, and she was just in the front of gate. I said, can't you just wait for a night? And you are so impatient and all that. Then I went to ATM, I took money, and I just gave it that same anger. And she took my money, and then she gave a pouch. I asked what, just speaking to her, I just opened, I just asked what. And I found full of uh, money in it. Like, I was shocked, like, what is that? Then she said, no, with this garbage segregation, I put it, I gave to this kabadi wala, and this is the money out of it. And it was very shocking and very surprising, because we've been giving this garbage for free, and we never expected there will be something out of it. And moreover, the shock comes, like, she can easily take money from that, and she did not do that. And the money was not less money, it was around 60,000. And we got shocked. The next day, when I'm going to my boss and I'm telling, boss, this is the money and this is what happened. And my boss said, like, just keep this money and spend on the same thing, or you do what you can do. Because I was also in charge of CSR. And my boss said, if I give this money, they will ask for last 10 years. So we cannot do this. And so you just, then what happened from that day onwards, this lady, like, it was a very a different gesture, which she did, which I never expected. So I never used to go where the garbage was there, where she used to work. And after this incident happened, every time I used to cross there, I used to see. And I used to see she just wears some dress and do. I gave money to buy a dress. I said, now you have to wear uniform. And then I saw she is just outside sitting and doing all this stuff. Then I felt like, okay, let us just make it where a place where she can go inside. And no, she was not having a place to change her dress. Then we made a small space where she can change dress, and where she can also, no, we we ensured, because as she segregates papers and all the stuff was there, we ensure that there is a fire extinguisher, there's a first aid. So all this all I was motivated by the incident what she did, of returning that money. And she is so dedicated and all this. So what happened, the lady who escalated the same thing, and escalated the same thing, she happened to come the following uh, like no, after few months later, close to a year, she happens to come. And as I got motivated with this lady incident, I made this entire place very beautiful, and that was just next to the ATM. So whenever people cross that side, they used to close their nose and go. So I thought, no, I was not, for me it was not the garbage. For me it was about this lady. I felt whether they are doing that, if she sees that, she will be hurt and all that. So that's where I just changed. I went and bought all the long creepers, and it covered the entire place, so nobody knows what it is. So what happened after this, people used to go and see. Then when they go, it used to be very clean, so people used to see what is happening inside. The paper is been separated, the other materials is been separated, all the organic and all the vegetables and all been segregated, and it has been processed there. So everybody who comes there, they see. And so this got appreciated, and this lady took the picture and she appreciated, because after she escalated, after she complained, and when there is a huge change happened, she felt that no, it's time that she also appreciate. So it went till the chairman of the bank, Peter Sand, and I was being given best employee award. There's so much of things, corporation recognized, and a lot of things happen. Newspaper, media, all covered. Banking, no, banking doing all green initiatives and all that. So after this, what happened? Bank asked me to do the same thing in all the branches. So now we have close to 30 branches. So I was asking this lady, like, where can I find 30 more people who can do this job? And that's where this entire turning point happened in my life. And she said, "Sir, you come to this place, and you can find people, rack pickers." And so that was the day. I she said to me to come to, there is one place called Kodingyur, and the other place was Velicheri. These are the two places, entire Chennai garbage uh, dumps. And she said, "You come to Kodingyur, sir, this place, this location, I will stand here." So I could not even get into that street. I mean to say the road. So it was like so smelly, and like I was like thinking, like, what is this? And as I was going closer to that the point, I could not stand there for a long. So I was just because this lady was not having phone or anything, because I'm forced to go to that place to meet her. So when I went there, I asked her, like, where have you called? Like, it is like so badly. I have never been to that site. So I was asking, like, what is this place and what is happening here? She said, all the garbage comes and dump. Okay, so here, what are we doing? So she said, no, no, here we will find. Come, sir, I will take you. So I was just like, I had a kerchief, I covered my nose, and as I am going, she's taking me to the dump yard. So I said, I cannot come. It is like so much smell, and I'm like, no, I'm feeling more suffocating, and I'm not able to breathe. She said, no, no, just 2 minutes. You just run. You run, and we will climb that garbage mountain. You will not find any smell. Then I thought, okay, let me just do it. So I just ran and I climbed. Then I saw some more than 40, 50 people are together. And I thought, okay, this lady would have told that I'm coming and they were waiting for me. But that was not the case. There was a garbage vehicle coming and going. So there's a garbage which picks all the garbage from our house, school, office, roads, from everywhere. And we just mix all the garbage and we just put it in the bin. And finally, this garbage truck comes and it lifts all the waste, and it takes to the dump yard. And when it unloads, and these people, along with pig, dog, and other animals, and this people also uh, this also fight, and they try to get their food. So the shocking for me was a mother having uh, 3 or 4 years old child on her hand. She picked up food and she kept it in a thermocol, and she made the baby to sit and have the food, and she went to pick her own food. So when the baby was eating the food, that food was being shared by a pig and a dog. So that was a day I felt how much fortunate I am, and that is the realization for me. And I was not knowing anything about all this activism and all that. So after this incident, it struck me very hard, and it was very hard to digest. In fact, now it's been 13 years. Still, that incident is always in front of me. The baby face is always in front of me. And they were almost out of the 60, 70 people, close to 40 percentage of people were children. So for them, house, food, everything is, it's that's the house for them. And I was not knowing what to do, and I did not even share with anybody, and I thought, no, I should just do something. And I had some saving. With that, I used to buy them food for few days. Then I thought, no, the money is not sufficient, and I started rehabilitating them. And slowly I rehabilitated, putting them into various offices and various other premises. And that is where close to 50 people I rehabilitated from the dump yard. And the children's, no, I sent them to school. And that's the biggest achievement till now, which I always consider. There was numerous awards and so many recognition I have received, but none of them are special to me. Then changing these people's life. So that is the 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 day when I decided that I will quit, and I will, because this was not just a scenario in Chennai, it is across the globe. Because everywhere the garbage is dumped, nowhere it is processed. And that is the start to answer Henna's um, question. And then slowly from garbage, and I got a chance um, to associate myself with an organization. And there I learned. I've been doing a lot of activities, campaigning, and tree plantation. And then I happened to meet Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and that's where more intense on plantation, which happened. And then every disaster, we used to do transplantation of trees. And then after a long time, there is a concept which I wanting to do for a long time, called tree ambulance. So that we got inaugurated by the Vice President of India, and Venkaiah Naidu ji, and Kiran Bedi ji, the Governor of Puducherry. So it's all about, even in fact now in Gujarat we are doing 1,000 trees transplantation. It is just like how we shift house, we just shift the trees, and you don't have to kill them. We could have seen there's so much trees which got cut during or uprooted during this Varda and all this. So when human has any problem, we get ambulance 108. When animals also has any problem, we have Blue Cross, and they have ambulance for animals. Something similar, and it is first of its kind for plants, because plants cannot go. The ambulance has to go to the trees and see what is the problem, and then treat that. And if it is not giving, if it is not bearing fruit or flower, see what it is. And if there is um, any branch is cut, it is just like a life, like how we have a life, how we have hands, leg, same thing. The branches are their hands. And how we trim our hair, that's how the leaves and small branches we used to trim them. and when it is not well, or if it is has to be shifted. So these are the things which we've been uh, doing, and this are the journeys. Yeah, of course, on this journey there's a lot of institution I have visited, and I do regular guest lecture in all the premium institutions, like IIM, IITs, MIT, NIT, and all these institutions. And school for initial days, like I used to formulate this eco club and made very effective in schools, where we used to have a yearly plan, and we used to do an audit in the school. I teach children to form a 100 people team and divide 10 in each team, and we used to do an audit on water, how much water is being consumed, the paper, how you can raise. So we do an audit, and we calculate how much of carbon which is emitted, and then we see how you can neutral it. See, that is the objective. Now the only solution to fight this global warming or climate change is about, we should know how much the damage we as an individual doing. Today no technology or apparatus to find that. So once we able to know, then we have to what do you say, we have to compensate it, we have to neutral it. So that is the only solution to fight this global warming, climate change. And here what we see is about the attitude, which is something which is missing. The place where we are living now, Chennai, you will be shocked to know we just have 6% of greenery, whereas as per the green belt standard, we need to have 33.3 percentage. So where is 33.3 percentage? And what we have is, you can't even match the uh, figures. And so it is, the reason why is because no, it is not to blame anybody, not the government or not anybody. It's every one of us. Now today, maybe like we would have all celebrated our birthday, first birthday. And but if you ask how many of us has planted a tree, not many. We would have not even many. I've been to so many institution, I asked this question, and not even 10% of the class will answer this question, because they haven't planted. The plantation, everyone individually, we have to plant at least 10 trees and maintain. Because whatever the paper what we use, it's all virgin paper. It's all purely cut from a tree and processed it, and that's what we are all using, virgin papers. So none of the papers are recycled. So an average, when you finish your graduation, you cut minimum 1,000 trees for just for your education. Like that, you can see so many other byproducts which we use out of trees. But just with the study material which we use for writing exam, and reading, and writing notes, that alone we cut 1,000 trees when we hold a graduation certificate. So in turn, how many number of trees we have planted? It is very, very less. So that attitude has to happen. At least we should plant 10 trees, and we should maintain. See what happens. I just want to share today, when it comes to cleanliness, or when it comes to all this environmental policy, today everyone refers to Singapore. I just want to tell, connecting to this attitude, a small story which happened in Singapore very long years, 40, 50 years. A non-Singaporean student was rushing to catch a metro train. Unfortunately, he did not notice there was a signage which was kept. Basically, it is mentioned that there is a wet water, basically a dirty water. So there was a signage. As he was rushing, he did not notice. He dirtied his shoe and got into the metro train. As he got into the metro train, he was just going here and there, trying to find some space where he can sit. There was no space available. He was just standing. After some time, this there was an 88 years old lady. She was sitting. She squeezed herself and created a space, and she called this 18-year-old boy to come and sit next to her. As the boy sat next to her, this 88 years old lady lifted both the leg of that boy and kept it in her thigh and started cleaning his shoe from the cloth what she was wearing. And that boy was like trying to stop, and this lady said, "No, I'll just clean. It is dirt. It is dirty." And not stopping that. After that, the 88 years old lady went to the place where he was just going here and there. So there also she just stopped. So this happened 50 years back, where there is no phone, or there is no all the social media and all that. And this an incident which the people who were traveling in the metro saw, and word of mouth that got spread. And within two days, the entire Singapore was talking about this 88 years old lady's incident. And then the prime minister who invited this 88 years lady and given an award. So this lady was telling, no, this is my country, and keeping my country is my basic responsibility. So that is what I do. Why I need this recognition. So what I'm trying to say here is the attitude, which is very important for us today. That patriotism is not with us, and if that patriotism it's there, what happens to us is like we'll be more responsible. There is no connect between Earth and us. See, Earth is our first mother. Then comes our mother at home. And today, what happened, as I was telling, when you destroy 1,000 trees or in a daily basis with all the things which we are destroying, don't think it is just a tree. It is literally, for example, for the earth, what is her dresses? Trees are the dresses for the earth, like how we have dresses covering our body. For earth, body covering that with the trees. So as when we consume it and when we don't compensate it, so it is literally you removing a dress from the earth, and that's what we've been literally doing. And as you see this earth, we always try to relate to a mother in any language. No, we always say Mother Earth, Bhumi Tai, or in every language we always try to relate to a mother. We never say Father Earth, or we never say anything. So we relate to a mother, and she is our first mother. It's everyone responsible who who has taken birth in this land, that we need to compensate. We need to give back. What you consume, you give back. It is as simple now. For example, in your class, if anyone's birthday comes, what we get some gift. Okay, and when their birthday come, if you don't reciproc, if you don't give back, what will happen? Will he give next time? No. Same thing. So the same thing will happen. So what we need to do is we need to see how we compensate. So that should be our intention. And once we able to compensate, and that is something which gives us some kind of a satisfaction. So for this, what we been doing, like we selected model schools. For example, in Chennai there is one school called Church Park. So the Church Park, where the late Chief Minister Jayalalitha studied. So there we did this exercise. We had a small a place given to us where we convert all the garbage and we process all the waste. We did a green audit. We with the help of childrens. So we could able to do this long back. I'm talking about 2009, 10, and all that. So this is the things which has to be replicated in all the schools. So that's where the journey started from here, and I was invited to give a speech about the street ambulance concept, and about my 10 years of journey at UN headquarters for environment at Nairobi. And there I spoken about the tree ambulance, how important is the tree ambulance, and that was been very highly appreciated. And in fact, they gave a standing ovation for for the journey and the concept and all that. So it is just I feel it is just my responsibility towards the earth. And the same way, everyone everyone of us has to give back. And whether we are a student, whether we are a teacher, whoever, when 88 years old lady could do without thinking anything, the same thing has to be in every one of us attitude. And if that attitude we all have, and we can definitely change our society, and we can make a cleaner society. And today, if you see people who are at the border, like we have borders, and what they are doing, there's so many people who are there at the border, in spite of monsoon, in spite of all this, they were there just to protect, to take care, of us, and to protect the land. And there's so many people who give their life. So when they could able to sacrifice their life for the sake of the land, and we are not asked to do that. So what we need to just do is just try to reduce things, reduce things which can pollute, like avoid plastics. And in fact, when I visited one of the school long back in Tilchi, what has happened, the same the talk, what I'm giving, I was just sharing them in detailed talk. So I was asked to give a talk more on plastics. So I told how plastic is danger. Just coming to me telling that, uncle, like so many chocolates, I've been having, and every birthday, I used to buy so many chocolates. I used to give my friends, and all the paper would have gone into land, and now that place would have got cancer. Like it is something similar, because it's going to take so many years to get decompose and decay. And it is literally a person getting cancer. In fact, that is the scenario to that place will happen. So she was like on tears, and she came. And then I said, see, if we need to stop like this thinking, we can't use anything. You can't build house, you can't put dress, you can't drink water, you can't eat food, you can't use air conditioned vehicles, nothing. So I'm not asking to stop, but see how we can reduce it, how we can avoid it, and how we can process it. And those are the things which is very important. And this cute little girl, and I think rather cute, I should say intelligent girl, was after 1 month, I received a call from the teacher who invited me. She said, "Sir, you remember the girl who was who came to you crying, and you advised her?" So what she did was, she was going to the canteen uh, in the before lunch and after evening. She collects all the plastic covers, the wrappers, chocolate covers, everything. She just clean, and she was keep putting it in the cotton box. And one day she just packed that. She before that she just took this to the local kabadi wala to recycle. Then she understood that no, just people don't take that because there is no buyback, or there is no money which they get out of this. So then what she did, she wrote a very beautiful letter to this
Sir,
company, just mentioning, dear uncle, like I'm so and so, and dairy milk is one of my favorite chocolate. I've been eating since my childhood till now, and I came to know this plastic cannot be recycled. If I leave it, no, it will take so many years to get
sir,
decomposed, or if it is burnt again,
sir,
this
thank
is
you.
the harmful which will happen. So I'm just sending back to you, uncle. And this man who is a third generation entrepreneur, and every 3 months they are so busy in looking their quarterly revenue. They were not thinking about all this. So this girl opened up his eyes, and he just booked a flight with a ton of chocolate and came to see this girl. He gave all the chocolates and surprised her, and he said, I'm putting a plant, and I'm going to start recycling this plastic. Just a small intention. So the intention matters. Today I've told you two stories. One, I told you about 88 years old lady, and
Thank you,
I
sir.
told you about a sixth standard girl. So age is never an issue, because we
Sir,
are
sorry.
being taught by our parents and teachers that you are a small kid, you are a school going boy, you have to do this, you like this, all small things. So we always try thinking, our thinking process had always become no, very small things. So from that we need to think broader, larger prospective things, which can create impact to the society, and things like
Thank you,
so.
sir. That was indeed motivating and extremely informative. Now we will go ahead and take some time for questions. Just a reminder to the students, those who are willing to ask questions to sir can type their names in the chat box, and you can unmute your mic when you are called, or else you can even type the questions in the chat box.
No, just call the names.
Sir, we have a question from Muhammad Salik of class 10. Muhammad
Yeah.
Salik of class 10, you can unmute your mic.
You can go ahead if they don't respond.
I think they are facing a network issue. So let me call upon Hussein of class 10 with his question.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I'm Hussein of class 10. My question is what? My question is what are some of the environmental projects you have taken, sir?
Sorry.
What are some of what are some of the environmental projects you have taken?
Environmental project.
Environmental projects you have taken.
That's what I was telling you. No, one of the project is free ambulance, and garbage, wealth out of waste. Like that, there are so many projects. No, on every uh, see, environment. It's a vast subject. It's a ocean. Like you have plastic, you have rainwater harvesting, you have green energy, and plantation. So it's a vast subject. So we our main focus is on plantation. Initially I started with waste, but later it went on more focus on plantation, and that's where I was talking about a tree ambulance where we transplant trees, uh, all huge trees. We have done with 100 years tree to all this, and the survival rate of those trees are all 90 years. And now we are doing 1,000 trees in Gujarat, which is happening with 50 people team in Gujarat. We did recently in Egmore, where you can see all that was in papers, where tree was been cutting and all that. So those are the projects. And apart from that, we also collaborate with other government bodies, municipalities and all that, and based on their requirement, we work with them as well.
Now I call Rinos of class 11 to ask his question.
Yes, sir. Sir, at the beginning of what you were doing, did you face any opposition from your family or friends? Like, did they did not support you? Like, they had fights with you. Did you face something like that at the beginning of your career of like this?
No, see, at the beginning, I did not disclose what I was doing. But yes, when I left my job, it happened with my parents, but they understood. No, I had a bigger vision in my mind, and for some reason only, I am leaving the job. But it was never a challenging, or it was never no a big issue where I have to face and all that. But of course, after the journey, once you come into a public life, you will be faced all kind of criticism. See, today both the things will happen. Somewhere somebody will appreciate, somewhere somebody will criticize. And today, with all this current social medias and all that, it is bound to happen. But if we look into it, we cannot. The vision is something which is very very important. We have to take forward that vision, and during the course of that, you will have, see, it is about how you look up. So if you look that as something where you can learn out of it, and it will always motivate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, we have a question from Faisal of class 9.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I
Walaikum
am
assalam.
Muhammad Faisal Khan of class 9C. The question for you is, how can we involve ourselves in bringing India to green age?
So that's what, I ask this question when I go to school: what age are we living? Because you would have studied in your books that golden age, silver age, bronze age. Currently, the age which we are living is garbage. So literally, you find garbage everywhere, and no, that's the age which we are living, garbage. And from this garbage, we have to convert into green age. So that is something which is very very important. So what we need to do is, everyone as an individual, they have to try to compensate the damage which every individual. Now, for example, you as a student, now I can see 51 students who are in this call. So what you need to do is, you need to just ensure 10 trees. Am I planted 10 trees and maintaining it, which is very very important. Planting trees is like giving birth. Giving birth is not important, and taking care of the plant, and taking care of that as a baby is very very important. So when 10 trees you planted and maintained, you can feel like, okay, that whatever the damage I have created, at least I have compensated. That's what I told. We cannot avoid using paper. We can actually do, like, instead of using virgin paper, we can always go for recycled paper. We can use those paper. When we are not able to do that, at least we should compensate, so that we find somewhere a kind of a satisfaction that, okay, I have balanced, I have compensated. So that is things which has to happen.
Thank you, sir. Now I call Rafat teacher to ask her question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam.
So My question is regarding garbage again. We have a serious problem near our school and in front of our apartment. There is an empty space where garbage, is piled up. And if you give me permission, I would just like to share my screen and I'll show it to you. Like recently, it was even published in the Hindu paper, the downtown newspaper. So let me just share that and I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope this can be seen. This is the recent one. What regarding the garbage pile up? You can see here. There's so much of garbage which is getting piled up, and we have really tried a lot. We had been to the counselor. We had been to PM's portal where we can register the complaint, and a lot has been done, and we are planning even for the protest also. So but there is no result. And every day the garbage is getting piled up. So it's in like I would like to take your help. If you could help in clearing of this garbage or overcoming this problem, because recently we have seen even the hospital waste is also being dumped in this particular yard. Can you help us in this problem solving situation, sir?
Yeah, definitely. See, that's what I.
He has left. Maybe he'll join again. Next, Aman, you could call Khalil sir for his question once he comes back. Sir, can you please
Okay.
unmute your mic?
Teacher, he came, teacher.
Sir, could you please unmute your mic? Sir?
Yeah. So see, I told you the same similar problem. I used to also have when I was in country. They always know. So today the most easiest thing is pointing out the problem. Anyone, everyone can do this. I appreciate here that not just pointing out. You went further and you tried to exploit it, tried to brought it others knowledge. And what we need to do is this. See, there is no rocket science into it. And in fact, this we should put in practice in every single house of our student. See, changing community is like no, we don't have to go by street to do that. As we have children, I don't know how many students in your school study. If you just sensitize them and ensure that the waste from at least their home are properly processed, then the same thing in your school. And I think then what will happen, that will replicate it. And because what happened tomorrow, he will grow, he will have a family, and it will that's how a society or a community or a country is built. And when that is not happen, when it comes to our doorstep, and that's where we find ourselves uncomfortable, angry, then we want just a solution to happen. So it will not happen. We have to start everywhere at the root level. That is something which is very important. And answering more specific to the question which you have raised about cleaning, that is 100% we can do. Let this lockdown over and let me visit, or maybe I need a few more details about it, where you can ask where you can get connect offline and speak to me, taking my number from Abdul Rahman sir, and then I will connect with you some of the people who are expert into this, and definitely we can come out with a solution. Nothing is impossible, and everywhere there is a solution. It is just we have to try to connect. And I would also tell Abdul Rahman sir to search about this person called Velu Srinivasan, and he is also from Tamil Nadu, from Velur. He was interviewed in Satyameva Jayate, and he is the man who can convert anything into wealth. I mean to say the garbage, any garbage into wealth. So no, the only problem today, what happened is we are not connected with those people who can give solution. If we could able to connect, then every problem, no, we can find a solution.
Thank you so much, sir, for your advice. Surely we'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Sir, we have a question from Dr. Khalil Ahmad.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Abdul Ghani. Really, I congratulate you for this great initiative. A very inspiring session. And in Chennai, we have still the garbage which is there in every street, which is collected and thrown into the garbage. The garbage segregation from every home, which has been done in places like Indore, Bangalore, and many other places, is still lacking over here in Chennai. And we can work on that too. How we can really get things going, and it will definitely change the outlook of our city.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, see, no, we can easily do with the help of your student. And see, the greatest Swami Vivekananda to give 100 youngsters. I will transform India to a developed nation. But Dr. Abdul Kalam was also constantly speaking wherever he goes about the importance of cleanliness and what Mahatma Gandhi was talking about. And see, small things. The problem for us is what happened is like we never look into small things. We always want to do it very big. Now, as you are telling, Chennai is vast. It's like literally like changing people's attitude in Chennai. It is built over of time. It has not happened. So getting into them, to them, it's going to take time. But the strength what you have today is your student. Like I was also like one similar student. Like how you have the transformation, the inspiration. That is which is very important. That is what missing. See, many school teachers ask me like, sir, like we are not able to transform children. And we don't know like what is missing. See, teaching, anybody can teach. See, today in books we teach children, but unfortunately what happened, we never put practice. Even parents, what they do is they tell them, don't do that. And when they are doing, you have to be a role model. You have to be an inspiration. That is, trust me, it is so difficult. It is so difficult to be an inspiration to them. And once they happen to meet those kind of people, then you see just a transformation happens. So what I would recommend or I would suggest is that let us start something from your school. You make your school a role model school. Children, don't think it's just we have to just give them homework. It is only about education. Never. There's so much of things you can do. If only your school, if today you take a pledge that our school children, and with them we will try to build a better India. It will definitely happen. And later the children will become an inspiration for many. And there will be a lot of schools will start inviting all of you to speak and what you have done in school. There's so many schools are being, as I was telling about this girl of that school, now she's been started invited to give talks. So we have to create those within our compound. That is something which is very important.
Thank you, sir. So before
Can I comment? planting trees is great sawab jariya, great sadaqah jariya for akhirat also. Because every leaf is doing zikr of Allah, and even if the birds make their nest over there, or even feed on the trees, it is also sadaqah for the person planting it. So mashallah, congratulate this great initiative. May Allah give you great reward. And last time I invited Mr. Abdul Ghani for the hospital anniversary function. He couldn't make it. Next Anur Eye Hospital annual function, inshallah ta'ala, it will be great to have you, sir.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you, sir. So before we wind up the session, I would like to call Muhammad Azhar of Class 10 to propose the vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a word of thanks on their occasion. I, K. Muhammad Azhar, on behalf of Sana Model School and the entire fraternity of the institution. First of all, I extend most sincere thanks to Almighty Allah on behalf. I extend a hearty word of thanks to the guest of honor, Dr. Abdul Ghani, for providing your gracious presence by joining us today. We are thankful to you for inspiring us with your profound knowledge and sharing it with us. You have explored the possibility and helped us find ways to reach new horizons. I once again extend a special thanks to you and thanks a lot to one and all involved in this program. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Azhar.
So one last question. In one statement, what message do you have for the coming generation?
He has left the meeting, he's not there. So let's wind up.
Okay. Aman.
Just wind up, Hanan. Hanan, just wind up. Okay, just wind
Okay,
up.
thank you for making time in your busy schedule to join us and sharing your precious thoughts about the nature. It's been my pleasure to be the host of this session with Aman. Let us all unite and take a pledge to make the earth a better place to live. I wish you all a pleasant day. Thank you once again.
Jazakallah. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Allah Hafiz.